In a surprise move, Sony Pictures has dropped their Steve Jobs project, written by Aaron Sorkin and to be directed by Danny Boyle. No explanation was given for the abrupt change of plans, but it's being reported that Universal Studios may be in talks to pick up the project almost immediately. Steve Jobs' project has already had a lot of drama up to this point, with David Fincher attached to direct the movie before abruptly pulling out in April. The biopic also had Christian Bale attached to star at 2 different points in development, with Leonardo DiCaprio also briefly set to star before he parted ways with the film last month. Michael Fassbender is set to be in talks now for the lead role, but no word if Sony dropping the film has affected those negotiations or not. John, your reaction to Sony dropping Jobs?
I blame Mark Ellis for this. He was like the one guy that was talking crap about Jobs.
Yeah, he was.
What are they thinking? Like, now look, a Steve Jobs biopic is not going to be, even if Christian Bale was attached, even if Sorkin is writing it, and even if Danny Boyle does go on and directs it, it wasn't going to be a huge blockbuster. We understand that, but this is ripe material to make a really good, potentially Oscar bait kind of movie. I mean, they seem to be full steam ahead with it, and then all of a sudden, boom. So this is going to be one of those things that we probably won't know the real reason why Sony dropped this for maybe another 6, 7, 8 months, and at some point it's going to come out, and I'd be fascinated. I'd like to see a movie about Sony not making the movie for a Steve Jobs biopic. So, but some people are already saying in the chat boards that, man, this movie's cursed. And look, a lot of movies have a lot of drama, but yeah, you had Leonardo DiCaprio, gone. Then you had Leonardo DiCaprio again, gone. Then you had Christian Bale, gone. You had David Fincher, gone. And I mean, look, you still got Michael Fassbender in talks. You still got Academy Award winner Danny Boyle. You got Academy Award winner Aaron Sorkin. This is still all the great building blocks to make something great. But I gotta be honest, this caught me totally by surprise, and I can't even fathom why. Christian?
Yeah, it was. I didn't see the plug being pulled. That total came as a surprise. I just, I think it's cursed with Sony. For some reason or not saying anything against Sony in general, but whatever was happening, whatever teams, it wasn't vibing there, obviously, and so they just said, someone's got a different vision. I don't know. Maybe it was the Jobs family. I have no idea what it was, but maybe whatever it was, this is a story that needs to be told, and I'll tell you because it really does. Some people, we don't need a Steve Jobs movie. We had that movie with Ashton Kutcher. It was whatever it was, and here's why I say no. Is because this movie needs to be told. This was the Thomas Edison of our day. It really was. He's an inventor that needs to be given a movie. And what Isaacson wrote in that book. There's more to it. There's more depth. Did Ashton Kutcher do great? That he was a nice impression? Sure. But it's not the movie. Like, some kids who, how many times have you heard, I didn't read the book, but I watched the movie? You wanted them watching the movie with Danny Boyle and Sorkin, not the Ashton Kutcher version. So this needs to get back on track, whether it be Universal or whatever it is. But yeah, this is a shock. I don't know what is going on over there.
You know, for people who say to me, well, we didn't need this Jobs movie because we had the Ashton Kutcher one. That's like saying we didn't need Spielberg's Lincoln because we had Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Like night and day. Anyway, Mark, congratulations, by the way, on getting this film killed.
Hey, look, I get one thing right in Hollywood, and I get blamed for it. I mean, speaking of Apple, doesn't this feel like the first time the first person buys the new iPhone and it looks great, then you get home and it's got all these problems internally, and you're like, I just want to take this thing back. That's what Sony did. I think it was either somebody dropping out, and it just made them nervous about the whole idea of how marketable it is. Now, having said that, I don't think that most people in America are going to care that all these change-ups happen once the movie actually comes out. So it's a big deal to us. I think it's going to land at a new studio, and because you have Aaron Sorkin and Danny Boyle still attached, it's going to come out. But I stand by what I said, that I need to see the movie before I say, oh yeah, we definitely needed that, because we did get an Ashton Kutcher movie. And by the way, kids can still read the book, Christian, or they can have the audiobook read to them, which is what I would prefer.
How many books have you read?
Read to me? A lot.
Exactly. But you know, the other thing, don't forget that Lord of the Rings, when it initially had a lot of problems.
A lot of problems.
With Moonlight and everything. And a lot of these times we don't hear about it, especially from the day that we live in now with all the internet reports. And you hear about it more.
Where Peter Jackson started production. They started shooting that film and he decided, yeah, the guy we got playing Strider, that isn't going to work. Go get me this Viggo Mortensen guy.
Right.
And how about Titanic? They said Titanic was going to be the next Waterworld.
Right. You know? And it happens more and more, so this is just because we have so much more information, but it'll get back on track.
Hey everyone, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook
and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.